cities to the team.
It's FYF Sportsman, it's Lamont. We back with another reaction video, and today we got some conversations. This was an interesting conversation that I caught on to the other day, and I definitely wanted to make sure that I reacted to it, primarily because the two guests on this show, AB the Hero and Ball Facts, actually just appeared on my live, and we had a great conversation on a similar topic. I think our conversation went another direction, primarily because we were all in agreement about a few things. Not necessarily in agreement, but we were able to go back and forth and have intellectual dialogue without it getting out of control. But when I saw this conversation, man, I said, you know what? Before I listen to it, I wanna have an organic reaction to it. I wanna really hear it out. I kind of know the direction that this might go, but again, you never know. So before we get into the video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to the video. Again, we've been going live 4 or 5 times a week. The only way you know when we go live is you hit the notification bell. Or you got to hit that notification bell so you know what's going on with the channel when videos drop, when we go live, when we start to have giveaways. Again, too many of you guys have been messaging me, asking me when we go live, when is the next PS5 giveaway, things of that nature. The only way you know is if you hit the notification bell. But again, today we got a video. Man. This was a conversation where on Ticket TV, where Ball Facts and AB the Hero were just kind of jumped into the panel as guests on the show. And I'm curious to see what type of dialogue. We know Ticket TV, for whatever reason, he has some type of beef against Lavar Ball. For whatever reason, maybe he's jealous, maybe it's envy, maybe he just doesn't like the things that Lavar Ball does, the way he's got things done for his boys. But for whatever reason, he's found a bone to pick with whatever Lavar Ball does as it pertains to his son. So we know that AB the Hero and Ball Facts, those two are big advocates of the Ball family. They've been following those guys. If you haven't checked out AB the Hero's channel, just make sure you check out his channel. The man has had interviews he's been around the Ball family. He's had interviews with Lavar Ball. So he has a really rich understanding of who Lavar Ball is, a lot better than most of us, because he's actually dealt with him. And then the same thing with Ball Facts. This is a guy that's done a lot of videos on the family from when the kids were little, before the family had any success, up until now. So when those guys came to my channel, the first thing that I did was I just listened. Obviously, I have my opinions on what I feel is going on, but these guys know a lot more than I do. So whenever they came on my channel, they were much bigger YouTubers with a much bigger platform. It's just time for me to listen and then just kind of chime in and dialogue based off the information that they can feed me. But we're gonna go ahead and get to this conversation right here. As we know, this is Ticket TV. It's probably not going to be your typical dialogue. He likes to talk over people. He likes to interrupt. He likes to be a bit rude. So again, it's probably going to get a little annoying to hear this going back and forth. It's fine. It's okay. That's just how he converses with people. But let's see if these two can get through to him, and maybe they can give him a better understanding of who Lavar Ball is and what he actually stands for. So let's just get to the video.
Yeah, hey, Ball Facts, what you got on this, man?
Yeah, Facts in the building. I seen how you respected DKM last time he was on your channel, and I respect that you gave that man time to talk. And DKM found me when I had 5K subs and said, "You next, bro." So the fact that you respected DKM, I respect you, and I expect to get the same respect back. And we're gonna speak on this because y'all saying Lavar Ball talk too much. Well, what do you think got his boys in the NBA?
No,
the same, everything that he's saying on listen. Everything that he's saying on the NBA. Come on.
And as you see it right there, again, this is probably gonna be a frustrating listen, you guys. It's probably gonna be a frustrating listen because again, Ball Facts. This is a guy that has a lot of information, a better understanding of the Ball family than most of us do, and not even 30 seconds into his soliloquy, Ticket TV has already interrupted the man. And so again, even with me, sometimes it's hard for me to do in my lives. We just got to be better listeners. And sometimes when you could just sit back and listen, you can really gather a lot of information, and it actually helps your rebuttal if you know. And again, what we do here on this channel is FYF debates. This is just really a lesson on how to be a better debater. This is why when we go head to head in our debates, I allow somebody 2 minutes to talk, I allow another guy 2 minutes to talk, right? Because when you listen, you gain a lot more information. It actually can help your rebuttal. So with Ticket TV already jumping in, cutting the man off, he's kind of shooting himself in the foot, because for one, you don't know where he's leading up to, and for two, the information you have is not going to be as credible as this man or even AB the Hero, because these two have a better understanding of who Lavar Ball is and the Ball family just in general. But again, this is going to be an awkward listen. We're going to play a little bit more of it. Hopefully we can bear through enough of it to get through so you guys can get some more insight and information on Lavar Ball from these two brothers on the panel.
Come on,
you asked me a question. Let me answer.
No, I'm not asking you the question. I'm not asking you the question. I'm not done with my statement. That question is not for you. That question is not for you.
So
all right.
It's a rhetorical question.
Thank you.
Hold on, don't answer for him. Hold on. How you know he's talking to you?
It's a statement. If I could finish, if nobody say nothing, then I can get the whole thought out.
You coming up in here real heavy today, so I got some smoke for you, nigga. Let's go.
Okay, so that's the first cutoff, but I'm gonna keep going. So it's been said that Lavar talked too much on here. But what do you think got this man into the NBA? That's rhetorical. Every time he was training with his boys in Chino Hills and he telling their ass, you could be better than Jordan. You could be better than Steph Curry. Y'all wanted Lonzo to keep the same energy. Lavar keeping the same energy he always had with his boys. What y'all seen on ESPN is the same thing he was telling them in the garage, running the hills. And that's why they got where they are. So Lavar ain't got to change when he come up on the scene. The thing that got Lonzo off is everybody telling Lonzo, be your own man, and maybe your daddy talk too much. If these coaches would have just listened to Lavar, Lonzo would still be doing his thing, but they wanted to baby him and do all this and spot play him. Lavar had the keys to success. It's because everybody want to get him away from his dad. That's why the man started jacking up. That's why he got into a bad space. This man been playing for years, getting yelled at by his dad. He don't need no babying on the coaching. He don't need none of that. So Lavar, he need to keep his same energy. Everything is going good when Lavar is doing his thing and his boys stay next to his boys, next to their father. And that's the facts.
The scouts don't believe that. The NBA scouts say his daddy is a fucking...
Hey, man. I'm going to tell y'all right there, man. As somebody that hooped, especially, the most critical years as a basketball player is your high school years. And what Ball Facts said right there is 100% true. I mean, to have your parents, especially your dad, to have your dad be able to push you and motivate you through tough workouts, to push you and motivate you through them times when you don't want to be in the gym, to push you and motivate you in game. All right. To have your dad right there means a lot. And it's so many young kids in high school right now that go to high school games and neither one of their parents is in the stands. Whether it be the mom has to work, the dad has to work. In other situations, maybe the dad's not there, just disappeared. Other situations, maybe the mom's not there. Maybe the dad's locked up. It's so many situations like that where you have kids looking in the stands saying, dang, I wish I had. This is why, at least with the younger crowd, the younger kids, they all admire Lavar Ball. It's rare that you find the younger crowd. None of these younger kids look down on Lavar Ball. They love what he's doing. It's always the older people. It's always the media heads, either on ESPN. It's always the older media heads on these big media outlets. Even with Ticket TV, he's older. It's always the older people who say, oh, he shouldn't be doing this, and this with his sons. But the younger kids love it because they see what a lot of them don't have. They love to have that. Even with me and my situation, if I talk about my situation, I mean, there were times when I would be in high school games. My parents both working jobs late at night. Couldn't even come to none of my high school games. I honestly can't remember, and this is sad. I honestly can't remember one high school game that both of my parents watched me play. I think they might have came to one or two, and this is out of an entire high school career. And this is no joke at all, but this is no diss to them. Because again, they had a tough job, but you know, when you know what Ball Facts said right there is 100% true, because it's so many kids right there that wish they had a parent that came to them and said, you could be good as one of the superstars that they see on TV. You know, you could be as great as Magic, Jordan, or even better. You know, that changes some people's lives. This is why I admire when LeBron James shows up to his son's AAU games. This is why I admire that. And this is why the kids there admire LeBron for doing it. So again, you know, you know, it's the change in the culture. It's the change in culture. LeVar Ball's doing it different. And it's usually the media, the older generation media talking heads that are big proponents against what LeVar Ball is doing. And that's just because it's going against the grain. It's going against what you guys were used to, or it's going against what you didn't have, what you weren't able to experience, and maybe you jealous and envy. I don't know. We're gonna go ahead and hear it out though, because again, we know Ticket TV is gonna have a wild rebuttal that probably makes no sense. But let's go ahead and hear it out.
And headache, and he's ruining his son's career. Not only do the scouts say that, the NBA players say that. Matter of fact, you've had Steven Jackson and other NBA players on record saying LeVar Ball ruined his kid's career, and the whole NBA is saying that. That's facts.
I want to tell y'all right here, Lonzo Ball is going into his 4th year in the NBA. His career is not ruined. All right, the man has made millions of dollars playing basketball. He's gonna sign an extension in the NBA, making millions of dollars in basketball. After this year, LaMelo Ball is gonna be a top 5 draft pick, making millions of dollars as soon as he steps foot in the NBA. I want to know where's this narrative coming from that Lonzo Ball's career is ruined? You got NBA players, Damian Lillard, even JJ Redick. These guys are still, even though he hasn't played up to his potential, you still got NBA players out there on record saying that they think he could be the next up. He's gonna be an all-star. He has all-star potential, right? So when Ticket TV says all of these X, Y, and Z players said this, that's just their opinion. Because again, on the flip side of that, you got other players with an entirely different opinion. And that's about Lonzo's play on the court. Again, I've been critical of Lonzo Ball's play on court. When we're talking about his dad, that's completely separate from what he does on court. But we'll see if he can bring a better argument than what it looks like he's leading into. He's talking about that's facts. I don't think he said anything that was factual. I think he just repeated some things that he heard another person say and is taken out of the context.
Let's take LeVar out the equation.
When his daddy took the boy to the Lakers, what did he say to Magic Johnson? I took my son as far as I can take him. Now I'm going to give him to you. That's what he told Magic. And what did he do? He lied. Because as soon as he gave him the Magic, and the first time he didn't like what he saw with Luke Walton, he didn't even give Magic a chance to be able to get anything done. He went off and started running his mouth. He turned his back on Magic. That's why Magic got mad at him and asked him out, because Magic had a few conversations with LeVar Ball and told him, look, chill, I told you I got this. But LeVar kept going off. He kept intruding in team's business, which you don't do on an NBA level. Don't nobody want to hear no daddy talk coming up in no locker room. Period, nigga. So all that, well, he gonna keep doing this to his son? No, your son is a grown-ass fucking man. You don't see nobody else, mama or daddy, in the league. Busta Rhymes with it all up in the locker room, talking about what somebody else team need to do. This ain't high school no more, where you got a mom and daddy coaching from the sidelines. That's why you got the professionals on the sidelines. Now, the reason why we say this daddy ran his damn mouth too much is because once you got your son in the fucking league, you did your job. Now he has to do his job and fulfill all the shit that you was talking. But when you kept running your mouth, what you did was you insinuated, or you actually ignited more vitriol from the other NBA players when they played your son, i.e. Pat Beverly and all these other guys who told him, your daddy is the reason why you getting this, because your daddy talk too much. And this is what all the NBA players be saying behind the scenes. This is what LeBron James told him. That's why he went and signed with Clutch when he was going over there to Rock Nation. They asked him out of there and told him, come over here with us. We're going to fix your career. That's why he told his dad he wanted to move away from the brand and change the name of the brand and move forward, because he wanted to get away from the stigma that his daddy was controlling him. I don't have no problem with LeVar Ball doing what he did to build up his son. That's what you're supposed to do. But when you get to a certain level, like he did with LaMelo, sometimes you got to let it go and let the professionals deal with that.
Okay. Let me go back on this, AB, please. Right, so he says Magic. He gave the son to Magic. Said he ain't gonna say nothing. Then he jumped back in. No, you know what LeVar's seen? He's seen that Magic was getting his strings pulled. Magic he wasn't being a boss like LeVar is a boss. He was like, oh, I gotta say something because we got a deal. And this dude Magic, he got other people over him coming in and doing other stuff what we talked about ain't happening. So our deal is cut off because he can't hold up his end of the bargain. So I gotta say something. And every player that's saying, oh, I'm gonna go Alonzo because his dad talk, that's weak. Maybe they don't have daddies. That is weak. Come on, let me finish. You go at a player because you want to go at him. You go at him because his dad is confident on him. So my dad is proud of me, and you're gonna come at me because of that. That's weak.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you got a son?
Say, like I said, you can pick up a lot of stuff just when you listen. And like I said, Ticket TV just doesn't do a good job of listening. What Ticket TV has done is Ticket TV's entire opinion on LaVar Ball is formulated purely out of what he's read online. Ticket TV has not spoken with LaVar Ball. He hasn't spoken with anybody in LaVar Ball's camp. And I always tell you guys, what you hear by the time it hits the media, the story is usually chopped and screwed, and it's not what actually happened 9 times out of 10. And so I think a lot of these reports that we get about LaVar Ball, there may be an inkling of truth surrounded by a story that's been chopped up and screwed because it's been through 9 ears before it got to the media. And so when he says that that LeBron James told Lonzo Ball to get away from his dad, LeBron James did not tell him that. To be honest, none of us actually know what LeBron James actually told Lonzo Ball because LeBron James is a very private person, and a lot of these things stay behind closed doors. Now we know that Lonzo Ball did sign with Clutch Sports, yes. That we can't automatically say that has anything to do with Lonzo wanting to get away from his dad. Lonzo's came on record saying he just wanted to take more control over his career. All right. And LaVar Ball's even admitted in some instances that he maybe made some mistakes in some of the decisions that he's made early on with Lonzo. But as you know, they were all new to this. They were all learning, and Lonzo's learning, LaMelo's learning, Jello's learning. It's all a learning process. So to speak on what you think you may or may not know what LeBron James actually said to Lonzo, that's a lie. That's not true. That's not fact. And there's no statement on Clutch Points or Bleacher Report that you can pull that can pinpoint exactly what LeBron James has detailed to Lonzo Ball. That's just not true. So again, you stay factual, and at the same time, you got to understand you're dealing with two people that have a close relationship and a better understanding of LaVar Ball and the Ball family. So again, it just would be wise, especially when you're talking to these two brothers on this topic, just to be silent and listen, because you can gain a lot on it. All right, because we already know you have a bias towards LaVar Ball for whatever reason. You have a hate for LaVar Ball that's based on what you think, what other NBA players have supposedly told you. What other NBA players have supposedly told you. You haven't name dropped an NBA player. You haven't name dropped a source. The only thing we know is the only source that we know you have is the internet. And we all know that the internet is not always the most reliable source, especially if you can't vet those sources to see where that information came from.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know how old your son is, but let's just say your son is 15 years old, 14, 15 years old. You take your son to the park. Your son is quiet, but you doing all the talking. You're not playing, you doing all the talking. Who them dudes on the court gonna take it out on? Your son, because he's on the court. And they're gonna say it's because you talking all that old bullshit. Now, if you want to keep talking that shit, bring your old ass out here on the court, you can get some too. The reason why he had all the vitriol towards him was because of LaVar. That's not hate. That's the way the game goes. Because Lonzo was timid and didn't want to open his mouth and say nothing and speak up for himself. So all they had was his daddy on every TV show every day, and these dudes got tired of this shit. I'm just telling you the truth.
I don't know whether you've been to a AAU game or a barbershop and hear fathers talk about their sons and people talk about their nephews. Everybody talk mad stuff about their person. They just not having a camera in their face. LaVar wasn't going to change for the camera. The media asking provocative questions all in his face, trying to make that happen. That was the media's to take down the big baller brand.
Bro, I agree with you on that. You're right about that. They do that shit every day in the barbershop every weekend. But that's the difference. That's the barbershop. That's not no NBA environment. You can't bring that shit you was doing in the barbershop and in high school to an NBA professional league, bro. You can't do that.
Bro, the difference is...
Hold on, I'm going to tell you the truth. Let's keep it 100, my G. Why you think they didn't want him over in Australia this year with LaMelo? The team did not want his dad over there. They didn't want all of that shit over there. They just wanted the kid to come and play basketball. Listen, LaVar Ball did a great job with the boys. You understand what I'm saying? Of course, then you gonna make a mistake here and there. The shit with LiAngelo. They kids. Okay, cool. No problem. But then what LaVar do is he take it extra, bro. You didn't even give Magic Johnson a season to get it done. What is you screaming after 15 games? Oh yeah, we need to get Jello and Melo on the same team. Come on, bro. Come on. What is Magic Johnson supposed to do in less than 1 year, bro? He can't even get the shit. He's still trying to make sure he getting shit together with Jeannie Buss.
Bro, you gotta put.
He was trying to work that out, bro.
You gotta put it in context. You keep talking about LaVar as their dad, right? But the way that the business is set up, he's not just a dad. He also the business manager. He also
okay, that's business. That's not basketball. That's business.
When the media tells you we don't want your daddy in the locker room, what they really telling you is that we don't want your manager, your agent, the sneaker company in the locker room. But it happens every day.
Bro, that's not true, bro. What you saying is not true, bro.
That's what I'm saying is if you think that these Rich Paul folks hate Rich Paul.
He's the only one. That's exactly. Hold on.
He the new Joe Jackson.
Bro, hold on. He's the only one. You don't see KD's manager, Rich Klein.
Stop y'all right there. That's a lie. Rich Paul isn't the only one. I know this because I'm around some of these players, and I'm around who they're with personally. These agents are around a lot. And if it's not agents themselves, it's representatives of that agency. All right. So that's a lie right there. These agents are around. We just don't hear about it as much. We don't hear about it as much because, again, it's not LaVar Ball. When we look at Michael Porter Jr., who's Michael Porter Jr.'s agent? It's his dad. All right. Who was in the bubble? Who was in the bubble with Michael Porter Jr.? His dad has been one of his biggest influencers in his career. His dad has been a big mouthpiece with regards to how the Denver Nuggets handle him. And it's not just him. Right? Trae Young, his dad is very vocal. Kevin Durant's mom is very involved in the NBA and a lot of these programs behind the NBA scene. She's out of a lot of games. I mean, again, those people don't have the camera and microphones in their face all the time, all right? Because they're not LaVar Ball. You know, when you have reporters, when you have media outlets all looking for the next big sound bite, what they're going to do is they're going to continue to ask LaVar Ball very provocative questions. All right, just to get a good sound bite out of him, and then they're going to disregard anything good that he does with regards to his sons or the community whatsoever. That's just what happens. That's just how the media works. And what you have is you have people like Take It TV who take every negative thing that they hear from the media and just put it all together in a big pot of stew and say this is a bad person because the media has told him X, Y, and Z. And so again, this is why I tell y'all got to be students of the game here at FYF Sports. Don't just, if you find something on Clutch Sports, all right, why don't you try to vet that article with another reference or another site? All right, go reach out to some of these, these authors and these writers. Go look at their Twitter pages to see if they're saying the same thing on Twitter. All right, so what you want to do is you want to vet your sources, vet the information, double down on it to make sure it's consistent. Because as we spoke of on our show, narratives get pushed by GMs and front offices all the time, simply just to push a narrative, not just because it's true. So I think with LaVar Ball, I think the media's made a concerted effort from the powers that be. It could be a lot of people, whether it's shoe companies, whether it's people who don't want to see players have their own ownership. What they're doing is they've pushed the narrative that he's a bad person, that he's a negative influence on his boys, that he's ruined his sons' careers. But when you look up at all of their careers are blossoming. All of them are millionaires. All of them are doing and running businesses outside of basketball. All of them have some type or form of endorsement deal with some company. But you don't hear about all of this. What you hear about is how LaVar Ball may have said something bad about this player, or he said something critical of this player, or maybe he said something critical of this team. It's usually something petty. And again, when you do sloppy homework, I think Ticket TV, for the most part, I think his research is very sloppy. His investigation, his research is all very sloppy, and especially when it comes to LaVar Ball, I don't think he's doing his homework very much. And we know this because he has two experts on the Ball family. And when I say experts, we're talking about people who have been around the Ball family. We're talking about people who've spoken with LaVar Ball, spent a lot of time with LaVar Ball, even back in the days when Allen was involved in the business. You're talking about two people who have a much higher understanding of how they actually operate as a family than you do. And you still want to take every media article that you've heard and throw it back at them as if everything that you've heard is true. You know, I want you guys, if you haven't watched this video yet, make sure you take the time to go check it out, because I think this was a very frustrating interview. And I wouldn't even say interview, I would say it's a frustrating conversation for both Ball Facts and AB the Hero, because again, it's very hard for them to even get a point across without getting interrupted. And they're getting interrupted just so Ticket can spew what he hears in the media. What he claims other players have told him, or like I said, all you have to do, is be around the NBA team, agents, managers, business partners, financial managers. These people are around all the time behind the scenes. These people are at games all the time. Why? Because these players got lives off the court. It's not just about running up and down. When a player leaves practice, he might have to go shoot a commercial. All right. He may have to go speak at this school. He may have to do something. And what these people are around to do is to make sure all of this stuff, all of these scheduled events, all of this stuff happens in a timely manner. So yes, all of these players, especially the top 30% of the players with a lot of these endorsement deals and speaking arrangements and shoe signing deals, or maybe car signing deals, they have to have these types of people around so that they can get a lot of this stuff done in an effective manner. So again, it's just about staying factual. Don't just say stuff to sound right. Actually do your homework and be willing to concede the point, especially when you're dealing with two people who know a lot more than you do. We're going to hear a little bit more of this. Again, this is just a tough conversation to go back and forth with, because I know these brothers have a lot to say, right? But they're just unable to say it because they're dealing with somebody who just wants to sound right, as opposed to really having a good dialogue going back and forth.
In the locker rooms, every single game at the practices.
Because why though?
No, I'm saying all these other dudes, because they allow them, they do their marketing outside of the court, right? So what I mean is this: when you're marketing a player, okay, those guys are going, they're doing their commercials, they're doing their TV stuff, as far as building a brand, as far as, okay, whatever your KD's with Nike, okay, I'm doing my stuff with Nike. Bro, you don't see him on the court saying, hey, man, why didn't this player catch this pass? Lonzo threw this pass to him. He should have caught the pass and made the shot of this, that, and the third. Bro, it's business.
There's a closed door. We're not letting you in. I'm not letting your dad come in here into this meeting. So the only way that we will even hear what he's saying is if he said on national television, the platform that we get. You got to understand that the reason why folks hated the brand so much is because it's disrupting what we've been doing. There's a way that we do business. Nike, we're going to run a commercial. We're going to control the market. We're going to do things the way that we do behind the scenes. We're not letting you into this meeting because who the fuck are you? Now, what happens?
I agree with you on that.
I agree with you on that.
I agree with you on that, Ball Facts. I agree with you on that. But my problem.
For one, that's AB. That's AB that's talking. That's not Ball Facts. That's for one. For two, what Ticket also said right there is not true. He said that agents don't talk to teams about players' roles and them getting enough touches, and that's not true. That's what agents do. Agents will, when a player has a problem about his role on the court, and a player goes to who first? A player's going to go to his agent. It's his agent's job to go speak to the team and say, what's going on? How come this guy isn't getting played the way he would like to get played? Does he need to get traded? Does he need to be on another team? Do we need to go seek out trades for you guys or something? That's what agents do. So we saw this with Gilbert Arenas. I can name a number of players. We see it. We saw it with Bobby Portis. We saw it with Jimmy Butler, where a lot of these players did not like their roles with teams, and their agents went to the team to express what was going on, express those concerns. All right. So again, that's another lie. Players, whenever they have an issue with coaches, whenever they have an issue with roles and whatever, they go to their agents, and their agents rely to the team. See, the only difference between regular agents and LaVar Ball is LaVar Ball is nobody cares about the XYZ agent from CAA. Nobody cares about him. He doesn't have a name. His quoting him is not going to get you any views. But when LaVar Ball says something representing his sons, it's a big deal. It gets thrown across all the media. Now he's complaining. That's what agents do, and agents do it every single day. So again, that's another lie. Don't misrepresent what agents do. Agents do a lot more than just help a player get an NBA contract or help a player get a marketing deal or shoe deal. They deal with every single problem that athlete might have with the team. They deal with every single problem that the athlete might have with the team. So again, don't lie to sound right. Make sure you go back and do your homework. Go. You might need to have another conversation with some of the NBA players that you know, all right? Because some of these players don't have the time or ability to go speak to people within the organization who can help change their rules or who can help influence trades or put them in a better situation. LaVar Ball just voiced his opinion publicly, as opposed to doing it the traditional way of what we see agents doing it now. We're going to play a little bit more. It just sounds like Ticket's getting riled up. He's probably going to be cutting these brothers off a little bit more. If he starts to do that, we'll just stop and end the video, and you guys can go check it out on your own. Again, I came to really hear out Ball Facts and AB the Hero as they broke some of this stuff down about LaVar Ball and the Ball family. Hopefully we can hear more from them as opposed to hearing a lot of this hate-filled false narrative or media spin that Ticket seems to be spitting every time he talks.
Is not the plan, it's the execution of the plan. The execution was wrong. What I'm saying is that you have to shake it up. Folks gonna be pissed off at it. And most of the stuff that we know about LaVar Ball and don't like is the shit that hit the media cycle. We don't know about the coaches coalition that's happening right now because they're not going to talk about that. The media didn't even want to talk to you about or say anything about the whole basketball league, the 64 players traveling around the country doing shit, going across the world doing stuff. They don't going to talk to you about that. But what you will hear is a quote about Steph Curry, a quote about Kyrie. You're not going to hear about the money into the community. You're not going to hear about the schools. I totally agree with what you're saying, bro. You're right.
That's AB, bro. That's not me.
Hold on. But Ball Facts, here's the problem. LaVar is going on TV, bro. Listen, you're a grown man. If the media try and set you up, bro, you always have the option to say, hey, look, man, I ain't answering that question. That's it. LaVar always takes it hook, line, and sinker. That's facts, bro.
The media is not setting him up. They're setting you up. He knows.
No, they set him up, bro. Bro, why you think they have LaVar on TV? Bro, exactly. They don't have LaVar Ball on TV for anything else but laughing purposes and entertainment. That's it. They laughing at him, bro. They're not laughing with him. They laughing at this fool. They're like, put this big fool on TV and we're going to get ratings off this big dummy. That's why they have him on there. That's why they let him say all that outlandish shit about, I can beat Michael Jordan one-on-one. I can do this. I can beat Charles Barkley. I never lost. That's why they have him on there, bro. Because they know he gonna say some dumb shit that people gonna laugh at.
Exactly.
Come on now.
and
Like,
and you and folks gonna buy shoes because of it. So that's why I'm not telling you that he's using them just as much as they using him. The difference is the media is changing the narrative to affect folks like you.
Now the media don't affect me. Hold on, the media don't affect me.
Oh,
Because I know what the game is. Though what affects me is this. And I'm gonna tell you because I have talked to numerous NBA players, and they have all told Lonzo the same thing. I'm telling you.
We need names. At this point in time, we need names. Numerous NBA players, because I haven't talked to any. I haven't talked to any who agree with anything you say about Lonzo Ball or LaVar Ball. Again, a lot of these conversations, when we're talking about Lonzo and LaVar Ball, NBA players don't really care about this stuff. NBA players don't talk about this stuff behind the scenes. They honestly don't care. They got too much on the plate with family life, with off the court things, with basketball itself, to be worried about Alonzo Ball. The only time these guys talk about LaVar Alonzo Ball is when they're about to play the team the next day and they have a scouting report right in front of them. Other than that, these players don't really care. You know, and I'll give you guys an example. You know, we heard about the scandal with the IG model here in Phoenix. The narrative that she put out there that she slept with all these players. You know, by the time that story hit the media, the story was so chopped and screwed, it wasn't even close to what actually happened. All right? But what happens? Ticket TV, other media outlets will take that story and run with the wind as if it was 100% fact. But the players are silent. The players are behind closed doors just laughing. Knowing for a fact that that's not how things went down. And so when it comes to LaVar Ball, I feel it's the same way. I'm going to make sure I'm going to stop it right there. You guys make sure that the video is called Breaking News. LaMelo Ball could fall out of the top 5 in the NBA draft. That video can be found on Ticket TV. It's a very, like I said, it's a very tough interview, not even interview, conversation to listen to, because you're dealing with one person who is really, to be honest, uninformed about the Ball situation or the Ball family, and he's trying to have a conversation with two people who are very informed on LaVar Ball. They know who he is, and these two guys, I mean, although they're normally very positive about the family, they're two honest people. They're honest about the Ball family. If there's something that they don't like, you know, I've heard them on multiple occasions, you know, express that they weren't happy with something LaVar did or didn't do. So it's not like they have those types of biases, but at the end of the day, they have a better understanding. And again, you know, hopefully these brothers can come on my show and I can allow them to elaborate on this a little bit more. I really hope so. So AB the Hero, Ball Facts, DKM. If you guys, again, whenever we go live, if you guys want to come in and chime in, just so you can get your point across about this particular topic right here, just let me know. And you guys are welcome to the show at any time. But I mean, as you can see right there, I just want to let you guys know that, like, again, Ticket TV is just an example of, he's not necessarily a bad person. He's just a recipient of a lot of bad and misinformation. And when you're in the media, when you put out content, you can fall prey, you can fall trap to bad information. I mean, when your primary source of information is only Clutch Points or Bleacher Report, then you're not gonna have much depth to the stories that you report. There's not going to be much depth. It's just going to be the same spin and the same spew. And again, we don't know where these narratives are coming from. LaVar Ball has done a lot of things that a lot of higher ups don't like. You know, do you think Nike likes the idea of players having their own brand and ownership? Nike doesn't like that idea. Nike doesn't like that a guy like LaVar Ball can actually put that in the back of young players' minds. Nike doesn't want to see LaVar Ball or the Ball family have success building their own brand, right? Because what happens? Other players will follow. You know, if other people see that you can make your own 50, 60 million off your own brand and your own likeness, and you don't have to sign these endorsement deals with these companies who are just making billions off your name and paying you pennies on the dollar. If players start to realize that, then companies like Nike and Puma and all of these big conglomerates, they would eventually fade away. So it wouldn't surprise me if you see these bigger entities whispering to the ears of certain media outlets to push a certain narrative about this person, because what it does is it gives you a certain perception about LaVar Ball. That's what it does. Now you have a perception of who LaVar Ball is, and if you ever meet the guy, he's probably the opposite of what you've ever read in any magazine. And that's one of the reasons why I can respect Ball Facts and AB the Hero, because they can actually bring you that. These are two people who've actually been around them, and they can tell you themselves that this is something that they believe is happening, because he's completely the opposite of what you read. Now, again, I'm just not the type to believe everything that I see. If I see something on Clutch Points, I'm going to have to double down. I'm going to have to backtrack. I need to see the author. I'm going to go look the author up on Twitter to see if he's saying the same thing. And I'm going to really vet those sources to see if they're keeping that same energy. But a lot of times, what you will find is a lot of these writers, especially on the internet, their job too, a lot of these writers, their job is to clickbait. Their job is to give you the enticing headlines so you can read through the article. It's at the end of the day, it all comes down to dollars and cents. Even with the media that you read about NBA players or LaVar Ball and things like that. So again, FYF Sports debates, man. Research purposes only, man. I want you guys to be students of the game. I mean, even when I say something, don't take me at face value. Double down, research it, get your own understanding of it. Even if you got to go reach out and talk to other guys who have more experience than you, like AB the Hero on this topic and Ball Facts, even DKM. Those guys got so much more experience on the Ball family than I do. Again, sometimes it's good, especially in a conversation where you don't agree, is just to sit back and listen, and then you can rebuttal. So you guys can take that debate point out of this. But hey, this was a great video. You can really learn a lot from it. It's just sad. It's just sad that you still got some people out there in the media who just want to push again. It's not about putting the truth out there. It's just about pushing your narrative. And I guess Ticket TV has it in his mind that LaVar Ball is a bad person that's ruined his son's careers based off what he's read on clutchpoints.com, and really just hasn't done enough homework to even make a statement like that. That statement is not factual. Hey, but it's FYF Sports, man. It's been another great video. Make sure you guys smash the like, comment, and subscribe to the video. We go live. We try to go live 4 to 5 days out of the week at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So the only way you know when we go live is you hit the notification bell. Hit that notification bell. Become a member. All right, start donating with the super chat. Do all of that good stuff. We're going to continue with the giveaways. We've already given away 4 PS5 pre-orders already. Hopefully we can get a few more people to sponsor a few more PS5 giveaways. So we're just trying to figure that out right now, figure out the logistics. We'll continue to do the head-to-head debates for the cash prizes and the live debates. So again, we appreciate everybody's that's been showing up. All of our live streams have exceeded over 1,000 people every time. So again, I appreciate you guys who are at work, who are at home taking care of kids. You might not be able to chime in the chat, but I appreciate you just for jumping in and listening, and then also engaging whenever you have the opportunity. So I appreciate all the new faces that come. I appreciate guys like AB the Hero, Ball Facts, all these guys who are taking recognition of our channel, and you know, and helping us build a bigger platform. So other than that, man, there's really nothing new at FYF Sports. Just make sure you stay tuned for more information. But it's FYF Sports, and we out.
Seas to the team.